Ninja.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I'm joined by Chiween and Bless Sin, the usual suspects. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Terrible. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm all right.
shoot. You all right?
I'm all right.
How's
Enjoying the
the
weekend.
good weekend? How's the Legends grind going? Or is there a Legends grind right now?
I'm really, for me right now, the only thing I'm doing is playing PvP because I'm saving the Raditz grind and the Ultra Spade Time Rush for the next Guild War.
Oh, okay.
Well, right now I'm at rank 47. I'm ranked 3,330th in the world right now.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
How about you, Chiween?
I'm okay, man. It's been a rough week. So it's
been one of them, huh?
yeah, it's a lot of things going on in my life. But yeah, I mean, I think in regards to this game, I have not been playing that much, but I get in there when I can. I did pull again, and I was able to get Beerus, so that was exciting. So,
Oh, you got an LF character, another one.
Mm-hmm. And I got Gohan up to 6. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm almost
You're
there.
one copy away from 7. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So,
All right.
what about you?
Good. Went to the gym today, this morning.
Okay.
And threw the old back out, I think. Because
there you go. I like it.
I don't know what happened, but when I got home, I was just like, oh, what is this? I can't move. Like, not that I
walked
can't.
out?
Yeah, walked out of the house. No, it's like I haven't been going to the gym. Obviously, I just got back into it. And
so you went full speed, right? Like
full
picked
speed.
up right where you left off.
Yeah, right where I left off. And then of course there's a guy next
felt like
to you.
maxing out Janae, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a guy next to you. He's obviously looking at what you're doing, and you're gonna tell him like, nah, this isn't how it's gonna go down.
Good.
And then you're going at it with him.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden your back is gone. And so right now, yeah. Right now I had to rub a little bit of that Ben Gay in a very unflattering position that I had to be in. My girlfriend helped me. But yeah. But I'm good, I can't complain. Just grinding, just working, that's it. So
no, that fool definitely called you out, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad you showed him, dude.
Yeah, it was worth the lowered back that injury. Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure at home he's like, yeah, I didn't.
Like that guy was victorious.
Yeah, that guy was victorious. That guy won.
Sitting outside the gym right now.
But yeah, no, everything else, doing all right. Same old, just doing the thing. So let's get to it. Bless, what's on the what do you got for us today? Let me hear it.
I think we're gonna discuss the recently dropped Legends and stuff video with Toshi, Kai, and you. And what you guys thought about it?
Yeah. There's actually a lot to go over there. Because they had a lot of good things. I felt like I actually made a list of the things, and when I first saw the video, I was like, well, this isn't. There are a few good things, but there aren't many. But when I wrote it down, there's actually a decent amount of things that they updated. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what are you guys thinking? Like, how do you feel? No, I know, Chiween, you had some thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that this is the first time I'm looking at a video like this with like intention and like paying attention to what the hell they're saying. Yeah. I think the first thing that like kind of sticks out to me, I mean, bless the brothers' hearts, you and what is it, Kai?
Yeah.
Kai.
They set those brothers up for failure.
Failure.
You know what I'm saying?
Toshi should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they come on, man.
I mean,
I just
like
don't
the fact that
understand. I don't understand why didn't they just allow them to be just doing it in Japanese and just have subtitles? Because it felt hella robotic. But that's the performance, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
performance. But
Yeah.
like the other thing that I thought was funny was like what opens up with them talking about like the stuff they're about to do. But the thing that I thought was hella funny was the fact that like Toshi was like hella adamant about. So we finally figured out who the hell is behind this big push behind the loading screen.
Yeah, it's him.
The veil has been
The
taken
culprit.
down.
Yeah.
The culprit. This man is adamant about this damn loading screen, and
This was him.
we finally get to see the face of the man that is
Yeah,
that
exactly.
has been writing this.
This feels like the Scooby-Doo moment where they take off the mask. You never would have thought it was this guy.
Yeah,
but it was him.
It was him this whole time. He's just so adamant about the loading screen, and he says like 2-3 times in the video. But I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to make sure that it was clear who was pushing this.
It's his initiative. Yeah. So thank you. Like if you're looking for someone to thank, you can thank me.
Well, I mean, my favorite part was the outro. Like you just put these two guys through hell, and you're like, and this is Toshi later.
Yeah. Boom.
Gone. I killed it.
Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I feel bad for. I mean, you know what though? But maybe I don't know. Maybe they were like, you know what? We want to do it in English. We just want to try, and then they gave it.
Well, see, here's the thing that for me, it's like, okay, if you're gonna have them reading the script, so it's gonna be read directly from the script. Okay, why didn't you guys practice a little more? So it was a little more fluid.
Yeah, like, I think once they said
they obviously don't know when to because they're just learning how to speak English. Like they would interject something that meant what I think was meant to be put before the previous statement.
Right.
So so it's like Toshi he was thriving. He's like,
he was loving it.
Element. I can pronounce my L's and my R's clearly. Like I'm ready.
Oh,
like
no.
he's like giving me, serve me up those questions. Bring me more
L letter words.
Like I don't understand how come when he was with Rhymestyle and Kagi, he was hosting.
Mm-hmm.
And now when he brings on the two guys that don't speak much English, he's like, I'm a guest.
Yeah, I'm going to hand it off to
I'm a guest.
Yeah, dude,
like,
run with it.
Like, yeah, Kai, take this, handle this.
Dude, Kai looked nervous, bro.
Well,
he looked nervous.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at of, like, I think that in many ways, this fan base is really, I mean, it's a bunch of teenagers, right? It's a bunch of young people that are just, like, ruthless.
Well, I saw those comments got turned off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's just not.
It's always off. They're always off.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man.
Why,
I bless their hearts, but they definitely.
But they hung in there, though.
I give them credit.
Heat, though. You know what I'm saying? They're getting some heat, and it was just not. It was uncalled for.
I hope they come back. I hope they come back.
I hope so
they
too.
They should. Yeah, give them another go.
I'll tell you one thing. I think this video, even with the language barrier, was more informative than the last 6 combined. As far as like actual.
Yeah, it was the content of it.
The information was actually relevant to where we were at. I mean, granted, the guilds apparently were like a couple years out from that update, but I thought with all the issues it wasn't minor issues. I mean, I understood it. I thought they delivered a lot of good information.
Yeah, I thought it was
a good reason. Like, I honestly respect the reason why they're updating that title loading screen. Like, when you actually put in perspective and kind of hear it from their point, Toshi's point, it makes sense. It makes sense. I got to give it to them. I thought they killed it with this update. It's been great.
Yeah, I thought it was a good update too. And yeah, I also hope they come back. I think it was actually they've had a few of these now, video and stuff. This was the one I enjoyed the most. And I think, yeah, the execution, I think that will get better over time. They'll get more comfortable. I think, it's one thing to be talking with, your boys and in an environment.
All of a sudden you got the big red light in front of you.
Yeah, and it said, all right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, live.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you guys, it brought me back flashbacks of some traumatizing experiences.
And some people that never know how to, like, if they didn't enjoy it, why would they come back?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of putting themselves through that? Like, it's frustrating. People are probably gonna roast us. I mean, maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't care.
I'm
They
sure that
enjoyed
they
it.
don't care. Just
Well, I'm actually curious. I haven't been keeping up with like the social media and all that, the kind of community reaction. But you guys have seen that they're kind of getting flamed out here. They're
I
roasting
think
these boys.
initially, yeah, it was, and then I think people started to realize like they really did try their best, and
Yeah,
if this is the response that they get, why are they gonna put anything out? You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like why would they like why these guys work so hard and then you're gonna roast them on their efforts? Like why would legends put their staff through that again?
yeah,
mhm. All
yeah.
three of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they really got the
100%.
crew together.
the
Yeah.
squad,
Yeah.
goons. Um, but as far as the content, what kind of stuck out to you guys the most? What were you guys really feeling?
Well, right after that loading screen piece, they started talking about the little details that they included in the game, which I actually thought was pretty cool. I thought it
Which I
was
thought they
pretty.
should have focused a little more on that.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
think
what
my
two
biggest knock with that
examples.
piece though was the fact that like I don't I understand the point of showing the nostalgia pieces because we even talked about it on the show before of like, oh yeah, we wish that they would have more, stuff on it. But it was really strange to me that they put so much details into units that nobody's using.
Mm.
That to me is the thing that
Yeah,
I'm like, well, why? Like
right.
so to me it almost came like as like to me when I was watching it, I'm like, oh okay, you want us to pay attention to that. But you're not
Mm.
giving us the avenues to even like look at that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like where would I ever go into a match where I'm gonna use Extreme 16?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there was an LBR a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It was extremes only.
Dude,
Well, it
that
was
was
rocket
like
launcher. It
last
was rocket
year.
launcher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
was like a
true. They
year
didn't
ago.
use the best example, I suppose. I mean, 16. Uh,
But what I like though is he goes, if we go on with all the examples, we wouldn't have enough time. I'm like, so you chose Android 16.
yeah,
Let's really give it to them, guys.
yeah, yeah. No,
Love it.
yeah. Normally, you want to come out with like a heavy hitter, big name ticket, and here they focus on 16. But to Chiween's
And
point, like,
Hercule.
and and
I mean,
Hercule, that is a great chant,
I
by
mean, I
the
don't want to
way.
know whose co-host brought that up, a couple episodes ago.
The Hercule chant. I didn't. It's pretty cool to know the story behind it. You know that they're like, oh, it was us, the ones that developed the game to do the chant.
Hmm.
So those little
That,
stories are pretty cool.
yeah,
I like that.
I agree.
I just wish that it was a more like, at least in my humble opinion, uh, of characters that are in right now, because
Right.
that honestly that could literally be every single like hero unit from the beginning of the game, and
You
that
wouldn't
has
know.
that much detail, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't even care.
Well, apparently the list is long, so get ready to
Yeah,
start looking.
maybe the
Yeah.
next update video and stuff will have some
Yeah, and
some
apparently,
more
like, why did he have to throw my boy you under the table for liking to
with
have
the
those last
girls.
minute details on the females?
No, female characters.
Yeah,
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 don't give
yeesh.
yeah. That's what
Oh
kids.
man,
That's
he
what
left them
parents
out
want
to
to hear.
dry right there.
Kids producers are doing.
Yeah.
He left them out to dry out there.
Yeah, he's like, man, I'm going in today. He's like, I'm the
Yeah,
big fish
Why,
tonight.
why do you think that they wanted to highlight this piece?
the story. I think maybe it's a way to what you're talking about, like how they pay attention to the little details and things like that of the
Yeah, like
character.
they like to have a whole segment in the videos and stuff. Like it just seems like out of the blue. You know what I'm
It
saying?
does.
So it's just why do you think that they're highlighting this?
Right, because it has actually nothing to do with updates if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of it was to give the community a sense, like, um,
Behind the scenes,
show you that like they are fans of the series as well, right? And then also it
and
makes them
try to stick
seem,
true to it.
yeah, a little more relatable. Like, um, it differentiates them a little bit from maybe other games, where they don't have this kind of, I don't know if romanticism is the right word, but we
You can
talked
use
about
it.
it like we talked about it like you guys said earlier, um, in the past, where we like those little details, and it's just, I think it was their way of saying how, yes, we are this is a business, and yes, we are creating a product and serve product for you guys to use, but we are also fans of the game, and we do put, you know, like we've talked about, maybe they have, I don't know how the size of their team, you know, and maybe they're saying we are fans of the series as well. And we enjoy the series as well. So this is not something we're simply doing just to do to make a quick buck, right? That's how why I interpret it, or how I interpret that, because otherwise it wouldn't, like, it doesn't tie to the second piece of the video like at all, because
Mm.
second piece is update. But that's, I don't know what you guys think, how I viewed it.
Well, they did say in the video that that's based on they're trying to make sure that each character, even though they may be like a duplicate, that they're trying to really keep it based off the era and time that they're from. I think that's why they highlighted that as well. At least that's what Toshi was saying, which I think is cool. I mean, like you guys said, I haven't really paid attention because those aren't units that I'm really using. But
Yeah.
I mean, they got something there. Like nostalgia always works, man. It captured with DBZ.
Yep.
I mean, look at that new LR with the on Dokkan,
Dokkan.
the Vegeta with the Goku. You're gonna tell me that wasn't inspired by Legends? You know what I'm saying? Like that. To me, it's like there's a way to do it. Focus it on the right units. You know, if you're gonna put the efforts, because like you said, it's not easy to implement. Like put it on units that people are gonna care about and appreciate it. Like as cool as Android 16 is, like he's not a fan favorite. Like he's not like right now he's good on because he's a Z7. He's cool on Androids, but I'm never gonna do that. Put him up to Z7, and I'm never gonna worry about his little badge. But I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what about you, Chewy? What are you thinking?
I feel like this is a reaction to, I think, a little bit what you said about possibly getting flack for just always caring about money. So I think that this is kind of like this is like their reaction to that of like, no, we're fans, like we're fans, like like we care about this, like we do we want to show you that, like we pay attention to details. And so that to me, that's the way it came off to me, of like, oh, we're fans too. And what, while that may be true, I think it's yeah, I think it would benefit them to do that stuff on characters that I think people are actually using, as opposed to me, that just seems like a waste of time,
It
honestly.
could be.
Like
It
to
could
me,
be.
because you're hiding those details really deep in there, and it's like, and then they're like, because they even said it, right? They're like, well, there's plenty more things that people haven't found out yet, and it's like, well, yeah, dude, because you're hiding them in extremes from like, what I'm saying, like in
Yeah, and
extreme and
units that no one
heroes
uses. Yeah.
all the way deep down in there. So to me, I'm like, then why are you putting so much detail into those units that you're not even giving us a place to use them at? You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things that it's like super small, like the little badge that it's like,
It makes it's almost unnoticeable.
yeah, it's almost unnoticeable. And while it's a cool detail, don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool detail, because I even think there's another Android, the one with the hat.
Oh,
Like,
13?
like once he gets hit, he loses the hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's those little details, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But like, uh, yeah, I would think I would just like it to be highlighted into some of the more, like, newer characters, or like the characters that are like staying, or maybe even characters that like last a while. Like the one that comes up to me is like Cell, like the one that has just lasted a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the details in his thing? You know what I'm saying? Like he's lasted a while. Like just characters that are a little older but have been able to like withstand time. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be all the new characters, but I think just, I don't know, just some focus. To me, it just seems like kind of like a waste of time on their part. You know what I'm saying? Like they could be using their labor for putting
Yeah.
details into other stuff.
Right. And that's the more pragmatic view, right? Like, yeah, that's nice, but it doesn't actually change the experience of the gaming experience. And that's true. My counter to that would be, and kind of how Bless said, well, focus, if you're going to do that, focus on the more popular units, the more popular characters. And they should do that. But if they only do that, then it isn't romanticism. It's not like it's you're only doing it for the characters that are the most popular because these are the ones that register the most with the player base. And if it's true romanticism, you do it at all levels. If it like you do it with the units that get no love to the unit that gets the most love. You know, so yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I like that it kind of humanizes them a little bit in my eyes. That's, like I said, kind of how I viewed it a little bit. But yeah, it's I can see why it would seem like a waste of time, especially if it's like with old antiquated units that no one uses. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like it, and it's something I can appreciate. Details I can appreciate. Um, but yeah, I got there's a good list of things here that they kind of went through. Um,
Go ahead.
so yeah, there's a few things they went through, and I'll just start from the top. The first one's the energy tank. How are you how are you guys feeling about the energy tank?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's been a smooth transition. Like I haven't really dove deep enough, like where I've seen what the actual transition was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what's because all the energy tickets are gone. They're all tanks now. But I mean, it keeps going. I mean, the total goes up to 9,999.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're really just giving you the option. If you want to keep playing, keep playing.
And go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and some of the like, I do appreciate that one of the daily rewards is a 10 energy tank.
Yeah.
So you know, it's something that helps you stack up. It's good that those when your daily missions help you, you know, on the grind. It's a good thing, especially with a big chunk like that, a 10 piece.
Right. Now, I think the answer to this question is yes, but maybe Bless you might know, or Cheween you might know. You know how previously with the energy system, yes, the limit was up to 10, but if you had used five energy, and then you know close the app, went and did something, it would naturally start to replenish your energy. But then it would cap out at 10, right? Uh, does this one continue because the max is 9,999? Does it just continue and continue and continue and say you never opened your phone up again for 4 months, or the app? You never opened the app up again for 4 months? Have you guys seen it? Like, you know, would it go up to 9,000
No,
on its own?
so the way I view it is no, I don't think so because right now I have 159 out of 9,999.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's as long as that bar, I don't think it's 10 anymore. At least it doesn't look like it looks like it's a little more now. The little energy bar, if that's full, it'll stop. But if you do use that and then you get out of the app, you know, you do your daily 10, you get your 10 energy, and it will replenish, but it'll stop at once it's filled back up again. So it won't just continue going, continue going, continue going.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they. I actually haven't really paid attention to that because I know that what you're talking about though. That like it like kind of like it like
just
replenishes.
replenishes,
Yeah,
yeah.
by itself. I don't know. I don't know if it does that. I feel like they would take that out. Why would they keep that out? And why would they keep that in?
Well, yeah, and previously, you know how it capped out at 10, like it would replenish, but only up until 10. But now, since it's 9,999, I was wondering like if it continues, you know, naturally, just replenishing until it gets to 9,999.
I don't think so because
Yeah.
I'm looking at my energy bar right now and it's at 0 and it's like not moving. It's like and it's at 10.
Yeah, that's what Bless said. He's not. He doesn't think so either. How do you feel about the energy tank, Cheween?
Wait, hold on. So right now, is your energy bar empty?
No, it's full.
It's full?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. That's. I thought you were saying that yours was empty and it's not replenishing. I was like, wait, what?
No. Mine's full right now, and it's not, and it's at 0.
Oh, got it.
So because what you're saying is that if it's full, and you were to like not open it in 4 months, that you potentially could have 9,999.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because it would just
asking.
replenish and it would just keep going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I think it's just literally just the tickets.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the new energy system, or have you dabbled with it?
Honestly,
Uh,
I don't notice a difference. I mean, me personally, I mean, it's a lot smoother where you don't have to keep going and going to the energy tickets, putting them in. Doing I think that's smoother. But as far as process, I mean, I don't feel like it's really changed anything. I haven't
yeah.
really grinded enough to notice, I guess, as
Mm-hmm.
PVE on PVE.
I have a little bit when I was doing the Bardock, I mean the Raditz thing a little bit. It was definitely a lot easier. I mean, there's definitely a lot less of a hassle to determine what tickets to use and like blah blah blah. You kind of just can just keep going. When I've been leveling up characters, I could just keep going. So I like that. I like the more streamlined energy tank system. I
This way,
yeah. I like it better like this. I think it was a good change. It's just
yeah, the
that
update has been good.
that it was just so like I don't know. It just wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to stop and then they had to like tell you which ones you wanted to use and then you're like, I don't want to use my 10 ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use my fives. I'll just use them.
My biggest gripe was, why did you provide three if it
The
wasn't one that
three.
you could like, like the option for three where you can't if you wanted to use them all to where you max it out, you
Yeah.
potentially lose two. I'm like, why is it that it's a out of 10? Why not just 1, 2, 5, and 10? Why did
Yeah,
you have to throw? You know what I'm saying? Why did you have to put a
and
three
those
in there?
threes should be one. Like what you use to the three slots or the three tickets should have gone into the one, because I can see why they would have done that if there's a scenario where, how there's stages where you'll be playing like a stage, what are those 50 stages events with like, they'll have like the cell events, cell
Are you
games,
talking about
whatever.
like the ones that give you 1,000 cc?
Yeah, where gradually you can go from using one energy, the stage costing you one energy, to it costing you two, to I believe it costing you three. But because it starts getting like that, where it's not uniform, you're kind of using like um there is a scenario where you can end up with just like one energy left, and then you're like, oh, okay, I can use the tickets
Yeah.
that give me three. But in that case, just use one instead. Like, just take those three away, because the three is never going to be as beneficial as the one energy tickets. So I think all of those energy tickets those three energy tickets that were given to us or provided could have easily have been allotted to the one energy tickets. And it just would have been easier, because like to your point, I hate when I have to go you know use three energy tickets, but I can't use four, so I end up with nine, because I don't have any, like, I need to, in order, if I have zero and I want to use the three energy tickets, I also need to use a one energy ticket, right? I need to
Like, why
use
can't you just stack those two
three,
onto the next bar after it replenishes?
right, or do
Like
that. Yeah, exactly. So but anyways, yeah, I agree with you, Ween. And I did Zenkai Raditz.
I saw
uh
that in
yeah,
like what
so
20 minutes.
yeah, but quickly, dude, because I was like about to get on a call, and I'm just thumbs were going to work, and it helped. It's a noticeable difference.
Hmm.
It is, to Chiween's point, more streamlined. It's smooth. It just keeps going, going, going. You know. So
Which I
I
think
agree.
ties down to the whole title update, right? They want the whole game to kind of just run smoother as a whole,
Yeah,
from start to getting into the game. Which, like I said, I think in the first time in a while, they've really delivered on everything that they said they were going to.
The only knock that I have about the fastness though of a first part that I've noticed that I'm like, okay, this is a little tricky, a little suspect, I would say, is the soul boosting. Because even though it's streamlined and you can unlock all the panels now,
Mhm.
they're really tricky because it has unlock all, but then all of a sudden you're like, how the hell do I do this? And it's just like, oh, it says crystals here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Oh, I didn't even see
it
that.
could be
Yeah,
really like,
you can unlock them now with just CC, which is
yeah.
cool. But I will say, as someone that I soul boosted someone, and I did it the one time,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that they added that until I clicked it. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, wait, what? Like, it
Yeah.
did all the panels at once. I'm like, what? I didn't pay for it. I had all the
Oh, that's
material.
nuts.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, dude,
noticed
because like
that.
I said, like that's not fun clicking every single panel all the way through. And like the end goal is I want to boost them up and go play. So they're
Yeah,
trying to.
so that was a little that's the only piece that I'm like, okay, it's streamlined, but it's a little
You know, there's always a
iffy.
little catch. You know,
Yeah,
there's
there's
always
a
a little
little
catch.
iffy
Come
because
on
it's like,
now.
Yeah,
oh,
we wouldn't mind if you made a careless mistake.
Oh, how quickly? Oh,
exactly.
hey, how quickly you want to do this? Do you want to go through
Yeah,
all the title screens again? Do you really
yeah,
want to go back and look for that soul boost, or you want to spend
yeah.
real quick and
Yeah,
just
so
go play?
that's the only one where so far that I found, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're trying to trick us a little bit, like they're trying to trick you if
Threw a
if you're
little
not paying
I
landmine.
think no. I
attention.
don't know if it's more trick. It's more that the people that already spend on this game, they're gonna say, "Screw it. I'm just gonna let's go. I
Just
want
do
to go
it,
play
yeah.
anyways." So they're
Hmm.
just giving them the option. But you're right. You do got to be careful because if you're
Yeah,
someone that just pounding through it, next thing you know, you're like 20, 30.
where might CC go?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the? Wait, I was just about to pull on this banner.
yeah,
Well, guess
exactly.
what? Now all your units
Yeah,
are so
but
boosted.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
welcome.
No, but yeah, I didn't even know about that. But as far as the energy system, I do like it. And the loading times, Chewin and Bless just touched on it. That's another thing they talked about.
Oh, she was really adamant about it.
He was very, yeah, you could tell he was
Hmm.
kind of the
This
the
is his pet
catalyst.
project. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is his baby right here.
Like
yeah,
someone was talking
exactly.
trash about this idea.
Yeah, I have to say though, it does load up very fast, the game. I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
say that. At the very least, he was honest when he said that it's going to load up really quickly. It does. Now, does it make a material difference to the gaming experience? Probably not. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Everyone
We're not
obviously.
developers, but I'm sure that it's really hard to do. I
Yeah,
think he's like,
exactly.
They said
that's
it.
what he
They
said.
They
said
said
It's
it.
it.
really
They
hard to
said it in
do.
the video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I would assume that he wants it to be faster because it gives the player less time to think to get out. Like
that's quite
this
the
game
cynical
is
view,
so
but it could be true.
this game is so like, let me just wrap you and try to
Yeah,
keep you as much as I can, and I want you to
yeah,
just play this game. And I think that if you have
I mean, maybe it's working, dude. Because you're like, I'm over here. I'm at what? This is the first week of PvP. I'm at rank 47, just because it's like I don't even notice that I load in the app. Next thing
yeah.
I
yeah,
know, I'm like
like
picking my
that.
players
Yeah, see.
to start playing. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, it's just yeah. So I think that that's, I mean, that's my personal opinion, but that's, I'm sure that there's something there of like, mechanics and just maybe the engine of the game.
Mhm,
I just pushing it a little bit more. I'm sure that
mhm.
there's something in there about that, but I don't
So,
know.
we have some big ones. I'll probably get to those. I'm just going down my list here. I was talking with Bless about just kind of going down that list.
Hmm.
The new equipment screen. I don't know if you guys have even noticed it. I don't know if you guys even care about it. It's there.
It is it is there. Their reasoning though is that I could share with my friends. I'm like, what? 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 People have been doing this? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing to like share your screen about. Like, I know that this fool sends me all his fucking videos and like he sends me all his teams, but I don't think I've ever really paid attention to his equipments. I mean,
Look at your phone right now, bro.
Yeah.
Both of you guys.
yeah.
Oh,
No, so yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was funny that was their reasoning. I mean, it looks nicer. I think I think it looks nicer. I remember this is just making me think of the first time when I came back playing this game and like equipments were added, and I'm like, and I was on my phone for like an hour trying to figure out how to change an equipment. Because I'm like, how the hell do you change an equipment here? This is all bad. That's what it reminds me of, because I'm just like, God.
well, that's why Barbosa used to just go in without equipment
Yeah,
into the match.
it would be boring when he had his Z plus
Yeah.
before the Z plus was created.
Yeah, before the Z Plus was created, he had them.
Didn't he
Yeah.
give Mr. Equips his account before he
Yeah.
became Mr. Equips?
He did, dude. I'm pretty sure that's actually accurate. Um, the the co-op thing, now you can see the Dragon Balls of your co-op buddy.
Mhm.
What do you guys think about that?
I think that's great, but I don't know if you guys have been. I try to play co-op as much as I can, at least the three, but I haven't been playing them, dude, because the units that they provide, like, I guess for me, the best unit I can use is the Ultimate Boo.
Mhm. Oh
Buhan,
yeah, that's the one that gave
Wuhan.
me
and
too.
it's like, why?
and,
I don't want
and
why.
if you have you played
Like
it? Have you played that one?
I
I have
have.
You
not.
have.
And it
Why
takes
say a
forever to
man
break
like?
the
Yeah,
shield.
say a man's like on steroids. Dude. Like,
Yeah, bro. He's like
dude.
wrecking. He's like, what color disadvantage?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
why? Like, I don't get why did you make such good like hype? You know, cool. You know, you made adjustments to co-op. You're gonna better communication. Cool. Oh man, what's the best unit everyone can use? If you don't get that new kid's trunk, here's Buhan.
yeah, it's
But
Wuhan.
like, dude, like, because the thing is, I've tried other like boost units that it's like, dude, I'm not doing any damage at all. Like, I'm forced to use Buhan. It's like I don't want to. Like,
I
it's not a
feel
unit that I want to play with right now. I'm
I feel like
sorry.
they did this because they're like, okay, we're gonna tell you now when to do Rising Rush together, which means now we're gonna make this a little harder for you.
I could, yeah, that could be. They,
I
it's a
think
little
that
push
that's
and
That's
pull.
fine,
yeah.
but just give me a cooler
The
unit
give
to
and take,
use.
yeah.
Well, no, dude, it's just like, why are you, dude? They're making it seem like co-op was like the funnest thing in the world. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Oh, it's
like
not.
Yeah.
Wow.
you're the only one that's just pulling up
Wow.
just
We
to
are
play
on way
co-op.
different wavelengths.
Yeah.
We are on
It's just
way.
like, dude, why add that element? It just seems unnecessary. Just let us just go. Let's just use it for what it's for. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just use it for the coins, and that's it. We'll do our 3, and then we're out. That's it. There's
Yeah.
no need to add another element about making it harder. Like it's just not necessary. If you pull
Yeah,
up
people want to get in and out.
pick,
Don't
you
worry,
know,
dude. No one's gonna play more. Like, it's not a struggle right now keeping people from playing co-op. Like, nobody wants to play it right now.
Yeah, that
Like,
might have
we do the
detracted.
first 3
Well,
because it stacks up kind of quick. But outside of that, no one's sitting there like, hey, you guys want to do a little co-op?
yeah.
oh
So
man. But and
And
I
I know that
was
was their intention, but it's like the game mode is just very repetitive, boring. The way of you guys trying to make it more difficult is really just making the game longer. It's not more challenging. It's just now I'm in here longer, and now I can take a bigger ass whooping. Doesn't matter color disadvantage or not. Like, that's
mhm.
cool, but it's not a fun game mode. Like, figure out some way to make it a little more of a raid than just a really big shield, long shield that you have to break, and then hopefully you get the Rising Rush together.
yeah.
Because now you're
Um
probably gonna run out of time to break that shield again.
I was thinking, and since they're kind of playing with co-op a little bit, obviously it's just a minor change that can have a big impact. But um, I had a hypothetical for you guys, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
Mhm.
What do you think about them adding voice communication between player one, being you, and the
Mhm.
player you're playing with? How would you guys feel about that? You know, like you can have your Bluetooth, your AirPods or whatever. They have their headphones on.
I mean, it's really
You
no
got
different than like console gaming, right? When you go join a match.
Yeah, how would you guys feel about that?
I think it's a cool option. If you want to turn them off because they're annoying, then that's fine. Mute them.
Yeah.
Do the mic style.
Yeah,
I,
let's just say it's a good thing that wasn't an option when I was younger.
yeah. I think my only worry would be about this is that I think that the player base is really young. So I think
You know how it is when you're young, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that
It opens the door.
when
Yeah.
I play Fortnite and sometimes no, but because maybe it's just because Fortnite is kind of just making me think about this, but I'm like I always feel hella weird because I'm like I'm older, I'm not like, I'm not a dinosaur, but like I'm playing and sometimes they're on the mic and it's like a 7-year-old, you know what I'm saying, playing the
No,
game. And
dude.
I'm like, dog, I don't want to fuck
You're playing with
right
the
now, dude. Like, it's just
7-year-old.
not a good look, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a good look. So
Oh, okay.
it's just one of those things and I'm just listening to it because I'm like,
And then this was gonna have to register.
I want to, yeah, dude, it's just like, I want to hear what's going on in the game, but it's like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's just not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that would be my only worry, that it would be like just really
That's
young
true.
people, and how would you filter that out? You know what I'm saying? And I
It'd
get the
be a
point.
disturbing the increase of older players.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know
Just
what the
kidding. I'm just
data. I
kidding.
don't know what the data
I'm
is
sure it's
looking
like,
at. I
yeah,
don't know who's playing this game. Like but I think that I know who comments on the game. I know it's young people.
yeah.
So I
Younger
Definitely people in
generation.
school. I was listening. I was reading a Reddit post one time. No, 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 no. It was a Google review because I would like to keep up with like the game's analytics. So I went and I read the Google review that this one user dropped, and it was like when Legends was in the SHITTER, and the kid, you could tell it was a kid. He's like, I got my friends to play this game, and they all played it, but then 2 weeks later they quit, and now all of them make fun of me for still playing it, and they play Dokkan. And to me, I'm like, you know, one, I mean, that might be true, that might not, but like, obviously now it wouldn't affect me if I was as a grown man. Like, okay, if other people want to play other games, that's fine. But as a little kid, that affects you because you're going through like different things and you want to be accepted by people and all of that. And so to your point, there is like this, like when I'm going to war in PvP, all right. I don't want you to take.
You're not talking nice.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. And to know that
and nobody's off limits.
I might have just, said some not nice things. Like if it's another, if you're a 25-year-old man, that's different. We can go at it back and forth. But I don't want to get on. And then there, like you said, Cheween, there's a 10-year-old. And I'm like, dang, now do I let him win? Maybe I'd let him win, because I don't want to, just don't tell me maybe that there's, I like just winning. And if I beat an 11-year-old, well, then I beat an 11-year-old. And if I beat a 25-year-old, I beat a 25-year-old, But it can definitely open the door because, to your point, there are a lot of younger players. And when we were younger, it was fine. We were 15, 16. We didn't care who was on the other side of the mic. You know what I'm saying? We would go at them, and we were willing to dance with them. But once you're older, it's like,
yeah, do I really want to do this right now?
Yeah, man.
Well, it makes me actually think about Graw. Like, how old were we? We were like 14, 13, no? We were playing Graw. But we were playing with like adults, and now I'm thinking about like, as an older, like as a 29-year-old, it's like, yeah, that was a little iffy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I think we were just a different generation, bro. Like, your boy would have to go in there, and we have to. Yeah, I wouldn't back down, dude.
Yeah. I know, but Gucci Mama and her husband, they were older than us. They were like
squad right
they were like in their 40s or 50s, talking to like 13, 14-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? So like,
we recruited.
Yeah, we
we had a little squad on Raw.
They were grooming us.
Bro, we were lightweight known. I remember we lost one round, and we go back in. And like, because in the chat, like we would be in our own chat, but there's like the game chat going on.
Yeah.
And I hear like the other team talking trash. My name at the time was, what was it?
Samoan D? No.
Was it Samoan D?
No.
So he goes,
Samoan D.
I hear him say something. So I'm like, what is that? So I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. I log out and I go in there and I hear him talking hella shit to me. Saying, I thought you were hella good. Well, what happened? And I just remember I was like, all right. I mean, that just, to me, shows that we were lightweight known on that game. We were talking trash to everybody. Well, it was actually one of my other friends. That man had no
that man,
no filter.
That man would be a danger in this game. But
yeah,
at least at that
it became personal like that. I'm like, what's going on, Mike? We're just playing a game here.
Yeah,
Mike.
So, but I do think that, like, going back to Legends, because we're kind of like deviating from it. But like, what I will say is that I think what I get from your question too is that I think that there is no way for us to communicate with each other, just in general as a community. Like, I think that would be something that I would like them to look into, of like, how can we communicate, you know what I'm saying? And like do it in a healthier way, because, I think it would be nice to, know when your partner's going to do a Rising Rush, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe come up with a game plan before, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in the lobby, you're talking about who you're taking, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, and like, hey, dude, take this hit for me, because you know how you can intervene, like take the hit for your opponent, because I'm about to get wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing left in my hand or something like that. Yeah, I got no vanish. And it's to your guys' point, it's a double-edged sword. When you open that door, you're opening Pandora's box, and there's a lot of fun, and then there's a lot of a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, so it would make the game more interesting, maybe, for sure, more polarizing. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a tricky situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's. I think that they're playing it really safe. We know I think that for good reasons. I think that they know that their fan base or their community is a little bit on the
Toxic side.
yeah, a little bit on the toxic side. I think that they're really hypercritical of them and hypercritical of the game, and that doesn't always lead to healthy discussions or healthy, communications.
For
And
sure.
so I think that they're playing it safe. I think, but what I think we were talking about is like a form of communicating. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it is a way for them to figure out how to structure community. And I think that, co-op, I think that's what it provides. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to communicate, and you have to in any sport or any game that you do with a
For
partner,
sure.
with anything that you're doing with somebody else for a common goal, the key there is communication.
Hmm.
And as of right now they don't really have that. So it's something
Hmm.
that I hope that they look into. And I think that they're doing communication through these like implicit ways, like, okay, I can see your rising rush now, I can see
Hmm.
when you're getting attacked. It's like really implicit, but I would like to see some explicit ways.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Um, how do you guys feel about the casual matches being changed to training battles now, where your units are now set red 7, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, I think that's cool. It's a different element with no pressure. You lose, but at least you get to try a different unit out. Is it worth trying to get them to where you want? Max them out at 14 stars, or
Mhm.
maybe you're never going to be able to get them there. So now here's your chance to use them. I
Yeah.
think it's cool. I mean, casual match was pointless anyways.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like the change. I think it's allowing me to play with different characters, and it's making me. I got the blue Ultimate Gohan, and just been trying to figure out how
Mm.
to play with him, and that's been a good place to go practice it. What I will say is that I ran into somebody that was a level 1,
Uh-huh.
and it was
Yeah.
just like, okay, well, this is not gonna help me or help
This
the
is a
person,
joke, yeah.
to to
Did you put
to
him
to
out of
get
his
better.
misery though?
Huh?
Did you put him out of his misery?
They were pretty good. Yeah, they were pretty good. Yeah, so they put up a fight, but it was so it's just stuff like that I think they could like work out a little bit. But I think it's a good try. I think it's a good shift for that mode. It does come up with a question for me, but what
Mm.
what, what do you think, Vin? I mean, okay.
Uh, yeah, I do like it. I think it needs to be a little fleshed out. You touched on it a little bit, like you getting ranked with the number one, rank one. I mean, as in BR1, not the number one player in the world. Um, I mean, so to me, it should be like a training mode, right? That's
Mhm.
where you can go and try out your new units. You can try them at 7 star. Maybe it entices you to get more copies, maybe not, or put Z power into them, maybe not. Um, or use your 2,000 chrono crystals to get the new, to get with this new system that they've implemented where you can get the
Dude,
1200
I'm
Z
so
power.
tempted to do it. I have all the
Yeah.
11 missions unlocked on Go 10.
All
It's
right. But
annoying.
so this environment, I think it should be, they should tailor it. Like it should be the message around this mode should be, this is for training purposes. This is where you guys are gonna go get better. You're gonna play some of the best players. Because to be honest with you, to get better at the game, you need to play against players that are better than you. But not so much better than you that you're just getting destroyed all the time. You're not really learning that much in that scenario, I think. So I
Mhm.
think they need to, and Chewin, it sounds like you've dabbled in it a little bit. I don't know how much you can configure or customize the kind of the rules
Mhm.
around the match. Is it like, I only want people ranked between X and Y and no rising rush? Like, I don't know if there's any of that type of stuff in there. But I
No,
think
this is not.
there isn't, right?
No.
And I think if they did that, like if they went all in and calling this training, because it is training battles, that's what it's called. Um, if they went all in and called it that, I think this mode would gain a lot more traction. And it already is better than casual mode, because casual mode was just a waste of space and memory. But I think there's something there, and they gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Mhm.
It's caught people's attention, because if not, then they'll just go into the back burner and they'll be somewhere out in the ether, and it's like it's gone,
Yeah.
forgotten from. people will forget about it. But I think it's I like it. I think it's them trying something new, and I think it's like I said, they can't stop here. They have to go all in, um, because it can't, like, it has to differentiate itself from rank mode or PvP rank.
Mhm.
What you do is call it like training mode and sell out on that, and then I think, especially newer players might enjoy that. It might help them get better. Because there's no training mode in this game. In all fighting games, they have a training mode. So I
Yeah.
think this would be a good way to use it. But you were gonna say a little something before I went in and gave my take. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think so. When they rolled it out in the video, I think the wording was interesting because they were like, well, you can play this without the worrying of losing.
mm,
So it just makes me think it makes me think like, so do they consider losing a problem? Like for anybody that plays the game, like, you know what I'm saying? Like losing being a deterioration or deterror from like playing the game. And do they like, so are they like acknowledging that it's a problem, that it's a major problem in the game?
I think
Like,
so. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think the people, the players, specifically the new players, like, um, you lose, you lose, you lose. You don't feel like you're getting better, and then there's a large percentage of that, you know, population that's going to say, well, I don't want to play anymore. I keep getting my ass kicked. There's another percentage that will continue and they will get better. But um, I think, to your point, they've seen that, there's a large segment of people who feel like either you're really good or you're not. And they don't feel like there's a way to get better or that they're getting better. And they're constantly losing. They're not progressing. And this is maybe a way for them to practice. I think, that's, if I were to answer your, I don't know what you think, Blessed, how they interpret that, or how to interpret that.
Or as
Well, kind of like, or you can go ahead,
oh,
Chuman.
like the losing aspect of the game.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
is this Legends like acknowledging that they have a problem with losing? Like that losing is a major issue in the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, why else? Add. It's just the problem with PvP. It's very pay to play, pay to win. Like you feel the difference when it comes to stars. Um, and if you're consistently getting, your ass kicked, like why are you gonna want to play it? You're not gonna spend more money to hopefully get that unit, to where it needs to be, but you still want to play the game. Like you still want to compete with other players, but you don't necessarily want to play with people that are aiming for, top 1,000. So this is just a way to, I don't know. I haven't played the training mode yet, but I'm assuming it's not as intense. Um, but I mean, unfortunately, in this game, losing is just a reality of it. Someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I played it. I could played a couple of matches. I mean, I think this mode, I think is like for people like me. Like, I think that, I mean, I like PvP, but at the same time, I also just want to have fun. And I think this gives me a little bit more flexibility to like use different units, different teams, experiment with different teams, and I like that type of stuff. But I do agree that they got to do something. They got to strike while right now while at top for me at least, because if it's for people like me, they need to do something else where maybe it's like giving us some other sort of like, maybe they give us like some currency on something else. I don't know, just something, because as of right now, you're not getting anything, even if you win or you lose. And it's just like that. That's not to say that it should be based on winning, but maybe it's like, you train and you play 10 training battles and you get like, I don't know, some
An
energy
S
taken or something.
equipment or something, a guaranteed
Yeah.
S equipment. Doesn't even have to be CC, but you give them a real good equipment and they'll want to play, be like, okay, I got to get those 10 victories or however many. Um, and then you have an incentive to play. Like you said, naturally you want to play there. It's a little less sweaty, where people
Mhm.
are trying to always go in it, trying to go
Well,
for the
everybody's trying
jugular
to
all
like
the time.
LF, like everybody's trying to LF. I'm like, dog, all right, I get it, dog. Like you got an LF, dude. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. You know, just like people go out of their way to do that, and I think that that's
Yeah, for
always
sure.
what turns off. At least to me, that's always a turn off because I'm like, I get it, you get an LF, but there are some players that go out of their way to do it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're just being a dick at
I
this
was
point.
one tap away. You could have just tapped
You
me.
could just tap me, but no, you're deciding to make me and you watch Vegito do this
Yeah,
fucking thing.
do this short LF.
Yeah, so you know,
Um, yeah. Pardon me. Um, yeah, I agree. I think that attracts a different segment of the player base, and I honestly think, like we just kind of talked about, if you strike while the iron's hot, you flesh this mode out. Those players that are going there because maybe right now PvP ranked is a little too sweaty for them, it's a little too intense. If they might find themselves getting better, and they might then say, okay, you know what? I feel really confident now. I feel really good. I'll go into PvP ranked, and I'll go and test my metal against other people, against other players. So, um, le- this has been a great update. I mean, I don't want to understate that. The only thing is, Legends has also kind of implemented something and then not touched it for months, right? And then they'll come back to it, so I agree, but yeah, it seems promising. And then the last two were the EX Raditz and the 1200 Z power for 2000 crystals. I don't know, get your take on either of those or both of those.
yeah. I mean, I like the. I mean, we just talked about it last week, right? About getting an EX Zenkai. I think it's good. I think if you want to do that, then you could do it. I think it's there. I think it's a lot easier because of the energy system. Um, I haven't. I'm gonna Zenkai him, so I'm gonna see how that goes. So I'll give you an update on how I feel about the character themselves. But yeah, I like that. And to my understanding, it's gonna be all those characters that are in the stories. Like they're gonna revamp all those stories, or is it just gonna be like?
That's a good question. I think it will eventually. That's gradually, and we've seen when legends means gradually, it literally means gradually minus 5 million.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think it will
You
be.
can't understate the gradually on that.
Yeah, how gradual it is.
I mean,
Because
overstate, sorry.
Toshi did touch on the guild. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "We know we've talked about the guild improvements, but we are working on them." You know, and this is what
Past
happens.
next
Like
year.
past next year,
I was like, that's cool that you snuck that in at the end. I'm glad we're talking about
yeah,
this now.
he kind of said it like under his breath too, a little bit, like trying to pass next year, and then he
Yeah,
kept
hold
going.
on.
Yeah, nah, but
I know these two didn't understand me.
nah,
Yeah.
nah, they I yes, they take things very gradual. So I do hope that they decide to Zenkai all the EXs that are, dude. It's not just the story mode EXs. I mean, they have that blue spirit bomb Goku
Oh yeah.
who
That we can get in
who
the shop too,
dude,
right?
and yeah, and I remember when I first started playing. Now, granted, it was because I had just first started playing, so the game was new, and there's always that novelty effect. But I was hyped to get him, and the way you got him was through playing PvP because you got those coins.
Uh-huh.
Um, Now, that wasn't the only way to get those coins. You could also get them through like completing story, but the fastest way was through PvP. And that was like a great way to offer a character via PvP, which they haven't done, sparking character they haven't done since, well, when the game launched, which was in May of 2018. Uh, and that unit is so horrendous, so garbage, so atrocious. It's scary. It makes your eyes water when you see that unit in action.
It's a cool
Um,
animation though.
he has great animations, great figure. Like his art's really good. Um, and I think they could Zenkai him. They could definitely Zenkai him. Do it where it's again a little bit of PvP, um, or however maybe they create a story. I don't know, but I do hope that they Zenkai all the other story units, EX units.
Mhm.
Um, and as far as how good Raditz is, and should not tell you, I've seen kind of some. I don't want to say mixed reviews. For the most part, I've seen people say he's solid. Like he's solid. I would say he's a little bit more than solid. Like I'd give him like a 7.5 out of 10. I don't give anyone a 10 out of 10. So my grading scale is already a little strict, but he is surprisingly for how old he was and how garbage he is, the steps, the leaps he takes from where he was to what he is now
Mhm.
is pretty substantial. So he's a free unit, EX, great Z ability. You know, his Zenkai ability obviously is a little more like exclusive, but his Z ability is great. I think he's a really good unit. I think he offers a little bit of support to Saiyan. So definitely, if you guys are thinking about going farming him and you don't have the 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 blue Vegeta, the Majin Vegeta, I'd say go for him. And if you don't have the other like for me, he rivals feet coup a little bit. You know, I think he rivals. I think he's better than the Legends Limited Super Saiyan Goku, the blue one. Um, Now, granted, that one, you know, he's more of a last stand unit, but just in terms of the way the matches are played, I definitely think Raditz is a unless you have Majin Vegeta, I think you should definitely go for Raditz. Offers support. He has that Z ability, and he does a lot of good blast damage. So yeah, definitely. They was a really good. They handled this very well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know
So
you haven't done it, Bless. But you are tempted. You said earlier you're tempted to pull on the Trunks and Goten, or maybe just one of the units missions to get their 1200 Z power.
Oh yeah, because I pulled on that banner, the new one, and I only got Goten. So once you pull the unit and you do the missions, you can unlock the. So it's I think it gives you 1200 multi Z power. I'm not sure how many because it gives you like yellow Z powers as well, but I'm not sure how much it actually is. It only shows five. It doesn't tell you how many it actually gives you. But I think that's I don't know. I mean, I'm a little torn because I was able to grind Goten up to 6 stars. You know, I pulled him twice, so it's a cool concept. I just think that 2,000 is just a little steep. I mean, but it's you get two dupes. I don't know. I guess it depends just where do you stand. Is it a unit that you're gonna like? If I wasn't able to get him to 6 stars, then I probably would have unlocked his missions and opened them up because I do think getting him to 6 stars is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good option. It's kind of lame that you have to pull the unit first because I mean, outside of that, they're pretty much useless.
Yeah, I mean, and also they have to. If you didn't have to pull the unit first, well, then no one would pull on the banners. You would just pull out. You just
Well, I
use your
know, but
two.
I'm just saying if you don't go on the banner, then they don't do anything for you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of it's one of those things where you got to meet them halfway and they got to meet us halfway. You know, it's just um, it certainly makes it easier because, for instance, for me, when I pulled on the Super Saiyan Kaioken banner and I got Goku after 20,000 crystals, I did not feel like going in for because I felt like I was having such bad luck. I didn't want to go back in and risk having to spend another 20,000 crystals to only get another one dupe. Now, statistically, maybe I would have not spent 20,000 to get another dupe, but I just felt so defeated that I didn't want to go back in. And in this particular case, I think this like, it would have helped me out back then to get more dupes. So personally, I like it. And if they do it for all the featured units, because right now it's just Goten and Trunks. There are no new EXs. There was a new EX, but there are only two Sparkings. If they do it for like all featured units, like new units, if they have on a step up, they have like 2 or 3 Sparkings, and you can get those 3 Sparkings via this method, like dupes for those 3 sparkings, I think it'll be good. You add that with your Z power that you might be getting from the game. I think you could rack up the stars pretty quickly in this with this way. So I think it was good. Overall, I think the update was good, and it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a good update too. I like the little changes that they've made. I think it makes a difference, and even them just showing us a little bit about what's going on. And so that always feels good. What I will say though is that I do think that they have so much shit on their plate. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they it's just so much that they are trying to like focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they say that they try to focus on one thing at a time, but it's just I don't know. They need to figure out how to like prioritize
Mm-hmm.
because their priorities are sometimes I'm like, why is this the priority of trying to fix? You know what I'm saying? Like some
Mm-hmm.
of the things that they're talking about. So
Yep.
um yeah, but I think overall I thought it was good. I like them letting us know a little bit about what's going on. But yeah. Just looking at that list of all the shit that they changed and all the stuff that they're working on, I'm like, it's a big list.
There's a lot there, and
It's a big list.
yeah, and it's always easier, you know. It's like the old say, like the saying, like the well, I don't even know. It's that quote or whatever. The man in the arena. It's easier to be the guy going to watch the game than it is to be the guy playing the game.
hmm
Um, and they're certainly the ones that are playing the game because they're the ones that have to enact all these changes where we're the ones saying, and we want this, and we want this, and we
hmm
want this. So certainly, like you said, I'm sure they have a lot on their plate. And they're yeah, I know they're trying, and sometimes it's just um, maybe it is reorganizing that priority list so that they tackle the most important issues. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good update. Um, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We really appreciate your guys' attention and ears. Um, we will leave all our Twitter handles down in the description. Feel free to hit us up, uh, give us any feedback, leave us any comments, questions, recommendations. Um, and yeah, gentlemen, do you guys have any closing statements?
Not today. Not for me.
Uh, I finally have a Twitter account, so that's exciting.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, so
Welcome to the Twitter
follow,
world.
yeah, follow my Twitter. I need some followers, y'all. I need some
Okay.
I need some folks. It's a Chiwin does this with a D, two
Okay,
D's.
spell it out.
So Chiwin is ChiwinDusdis.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. So
Cheween does this. We'll leave that down in the description. Make sure to follow him. And yeah, thank you again. And until next time, remember to stay legendary.
Ninja.